We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane. Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing.
So everyone who stayed at the motel.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning, I was totally asleep.
I think everyone...
So everyone is... What about you guys? I was where I was...
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted... If nobody has an alibi, then...
No, that's wrong!
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime. Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward, so we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was? Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I think the killer had a completely different...
Hiya!
Stop it!
What a disappointment!
I'm Monami! Seriously, we were supposed to have a... No! It's definitely... Everyone, do your very best.
Huh, did I confuse? If that's the case, if that happened, the imitation...
Well, it's against the rules.
That rule is too harsh.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did?
It's not just that. Come on. About the light.
That's the one
But Hiyoko's body was suspended by Maybe they just used... Well, that's probably it, but... If falsifying the murder sequence, they should have taken steps to...
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation...
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying...
What?
I understand. It's not just the poor imitation. It's strange. Like, for example...
So, you're saying that...
I have no freaking clue what...
However, this is getting...
Kyoko. Go to the music venue? There's no way he'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Or she was guided by the will of causality.
Why did she go to the music? There's no way!
Maybe the killer
If that's... Maybe she got a... No,
She went of her own free will. I agree with that. It's just as Sonia said.
So,
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Yoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Kyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Kyoko got abducted.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right?
I won't move! Are you saying my gut was wrong? This will be my first and last highlight of the day. No! Shut up! Enough with your fam- Kyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted! The killer forced their way into Kyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her! Kyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Kyoko's room and forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her! Kyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Kyoko's room and forcibly abducted her! Damn it! Kyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Kyoko's room and forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking, and that's why the killer targeted her!
But Hyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door! So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later!
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on! Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer! That's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all! Hold on! Try remembering Hyoko's... body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought! That's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all! Hold on! Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono... There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer! Crap! Hold on! Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer! That's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all! Hold on! Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. Crap! Hold on! Try remembering Hyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer! That's the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all! Damn it! The killer was the one who lost. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later!
There's no reason for the killer. The killer probably did.
Hold on! Try remembering her kimono!
There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up.
She fought the killer!
Allow me to cut through those words! reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she...
Hiyoko seemed to be really strong. I believe that was one of the reasons. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue.
Then, the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something something.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting this Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems... Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I...
Gundam, please stop!
Of course.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is...
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky.
She was killed, so there wouldn't...
It probably happened when the killer was prepared. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head.
Killed?
Because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the...
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Damn, you don't know the most important part.
Hey, Nagi.
Hey, how long are you gonna stay?
Oh, am I... I'm so happy I'm getting...
So what are you...
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the... But now I remember. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death.
You know, we already finished...
That's annoying. I guess I... Are you freaking kidding me?
Strange.
This is strange.
I can prove it with this! If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. Nope.
You noticed such a small detail! How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ult...
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it. Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see.
But that's something only Hajime...
Hajime, as long as I leave this to you, I will...
Yeah, I'll do...
Damn it!
That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but there was a bloodstain right on the left side of the stepladder. However, there weren't any bloodstains up.
That is true. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death...
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. The stepladder in the video.
There's no way the video was recorded in a...
It's possible those two stepladders...
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
But where would you find
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the...
You're suggesting... That's amazing, Chiaki! All that gaming has given...
Never give up! Besides the stepladder, the filming location.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
The hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
Never give up! coming together! That's it. The killer just brought the camera with it. They made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared,
That means you should have realized that from the start. All of us.
He did discover the body.
in order to hide that the camera was missing. I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to. My attention was so focused on the body.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
with the hospital and the music.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two...
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set? Damn it! There's no way. And the music venue.
Which place resembled the... Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
They might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe you mixed up. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
There's no way the and the music venue.
Which place resembled... Did the conference room look like... Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
That must be it! What the killer make the music venue, the crime... They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the...
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain. But after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face. That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference. In actuality, it is a black light blocking.
I see. The same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference.
Matching floors, matching curtains.
But that's not all. There should be some...
I can prove it with this! You're referring to the candle in the music video, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for... The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have...
That might have been another reason, but... The lighting in the conference room and the music venue were... That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. With that cheap-ass camera...
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have... But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never...
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime, it's occurring in the conference room.
if Ibuki's hanging video, then was Ibuki killed at the conference?
No, that's right after Hajime saw that video.
I see!
The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was... The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around mid.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video?
The reason the killer made a... There's only one possibility I can think of. Then naturally, the killer's identity...
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
You're the only one!
You're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you...
The killer? I'm the killer?
Hey, a chick like her is the killer?
A clumsy slowpoke.
But we're the ends to that video. We're the only...
An alibi?
Now that you mention it,
It's just a coincidence.
But you're the only one who could have filmed that... At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video and showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
not only that, the others in the hospital.
So that...
Please, wait a second! That's impossible!
It's not literally impossible. Just shows you can.
Hey, you sure that...
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Nikon is the killer?
I agree. It is truly...
That slow-witted remark is...
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
What do you still...
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey!
Well, I know I'm being I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt...
What are you... But still...
There's I thought it was suspicious. Investigating the suspect in mind creates a
Hey.
Well, thanks to that. I've been so focused on every...
You better not have kept...
Actually, please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small...
Dang! A decisive clue! Something like that.
Let's take it. Regarding the ropey, this rope was supplied by this...
Again with the supermarket?
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with...
I want you to take a close look at this near the middle of the rope. But why is it like this? The loopy and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting...
Hey, you're taking too long!
It means... Well... The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck. Well, both the center of the rope is frayed because that's...
Oh God, I've been listening to you for a while. What exactly did you say to...
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Just like this case's killer. I was...
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki.
And then...
How is that?
Huh? You didn't notice it? Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the... same thing.
Though hanging and straight, the scars they leave... Scars?
But we believed it. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be it!
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time. said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikon?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking. You, Mikon, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault.
You were right.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy...
He's totally right! I'm such a clumsy mess.
Mikon nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is...
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe... It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikon because she was nursing her.
So Mikon volunteered to nurse us? Cause she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you...
I'm not a criminal. Mikon is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You've got it all wrong.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Forgiveness or not,
I see. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off. But is that really...
You're friggin' annoying!
There's no...
Is that really true?
Stop it!
I can't... I don't want to do this either. But I need to do... That's not it.
What the...
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily...
Huh?
I do doubt her. But I still want... 'Cause...
Don't...
If you want to believe in someone, you need... Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Fine.
Huh? So in the end, justifying your actions with fancy... It's all... I'm done with that! You hear me? I'm done!
Hey! Mikon!
It's not fair. It's not fair. Not fair. Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away! What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, you've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some? I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair. Hey Mikon, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched? Like I said, it obviously wasn't me! Can you prove it? Prove it? Wait! Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room! Treating me like a killer based on an assumption! Just because I was at the hospital! That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong! Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! I never filmed that video! It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find... So, I'm going to leave this... Why did you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Do you have any proof? Is the handbag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already! Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Do you have any proof? Is the handbag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon...
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that There's no way you'd be so pleased for... Hajime, you're the only
Only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Damn it!
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that.
Do you have it? Is the handbag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikon clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body just from that There's no way you'd be so pleased for... Hajime, you're the
Only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
We can't think of anybody else who could have filmed that.
Do you have... Is the handbag on her head? Is the hospital gown she was with? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Nikon.
Is that really? You could tell her body type just from that camera angle.
I'll shoot through that contradiction. Nikon, you've committed a major mistake. As I said before many times, that I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as it...
The only reason Nikon knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. You lied.
Is it true, Mika?
I was wrong. No, that's not it at all. I mean, it's impossible. You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her?
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that?
More importantly, did you know that bag? Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. Ta-da! There's no mistake that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible? Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time? Blatantly obvious that that's impossible. That's why that video isn't fabricated. So you'll...
Taking your stubborn...
And you're gonna forgive me?